Drake, how's it going, man?
Good, good. How are you, sir?
Yeah, going good.
Awesome,
All
awesome.
good, yeah.
Yeah, love to hear it. Big, exciting times, right?
Yeah, for sure. Exciting fight on the horizon.
For sure. All right, man. Well, excited to chat with you, and I gotta let you know before Jack here. Hey, there's a big thunderstorm going on outside, so if I disappear or anything happens or you hear stuff, that's what's going on. So just a little
I
forewarning.
swear. Don't get
Crazy.
worried if you disappear then. I
Yeah.
won't send a search party for you.
All right, appreciate it, man. So are you out in Montreal already? Or are we still waiting to head
Yeah.
there?
No, we just got into Montreal yesterday afternoon. It's midday here now in Montreal, and yeah, it's been nice. It's good to settle in. We got the weekend just to settle in, get some training in, and then head into fight week pretty fresh.
Yeah, for sure, man. Have you got to see anything yet, or is it kind of just like locking in and getting comfortable?
Just getting comfortable. Just got to our place, gone, had a coffee, had a couple of coffees around, had a good feed last night. But yeah, we haven't been here for too long. We only were in got in yesterday afternoon, so we're going to go to the gym, the Savo. But had a good feed last night. But it's a good spot. We're going to just keep slowly checking it out.
All right, very cool, man. Yeah, and of course, big stuff going on. It's always great to see, the fights in Montreal, and for you to headline this card is really awesome, man. And I gotta wonder, like, is there any inspiration with the times, into seeing old man Volt get it done again, recapture the gold? Was that cool for you and give you a little extra motivation?
Yeah, 100%. Volk is a big inspiration. Obviously, being the man of Australian MMA, to watch him do what he's already done, and then to not call it quits yet. Still feel like he has something in the tank, and then going out there proving that he is still the man. So it's cool to watch. And yeah, I'm sure he's gonna have another pretty good run. I feel the way he looked. Yeah, I think he's got a good run coming up.
Yeah, man, absolute legend. That was very cool to see him, break the age curse or whatever, beat the
Yeah,
36 and all that. So he's doing his thing, man.
yeah, it's a pretty solid accomplishment.
Yeah,
Get that one back.
absolutely, man. And I know that there was the injury and what the infection, right, Jack, is what we kind of had going on before getting back in action here. But has the time away, you think, been helpful at all? Just kind of aside from recovery, but let the body and everything else overall heal because training camps can be so hard and all that. How have you kind of approached it all?
Yeah, it was good to. Yeah, it was a sort of I guess, blessing in disguise because obviously I had some down times. I love fighting, so just having to stay out competing was tough. Staying out of the gym for that small amount of time was tough, but as soon as I got back into the gym pretty quickly, and it's been a pretty good just to refresh, taking a bit of time, spending time with the family, just building that. I was very hungry before, but then just building that hunger, getting that itch to really get in there, and then obviously the fight itself, like getting the shot for the big fight after a big layoff. Like I've got a lot to prove to come in here, and it's an exciting time.
Yeah, do you think that's more helpful for the situation? Like aside from just a main event by itself, but the title fight and all the things around it. How would you say? I don't know. Is it ideal to have had the time and kind of how it came together and maybe put less pressure on you? I guess how have you taken it in terms of the mental aspect?
Yeah, I feel like it's. I've been itching to get back in there, so I don't feel any extra pressure that's for the title. I just look at it as another fight, a 5 round fight. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I've definitely built like a strong hunger to get back in there, and now it's come around and it's the big fight. But I feel like I can beat Bilal. I've always seen him from the outside and believe I can beat him. So I believe it's just getting the job done.
Yeah, he's been a guy who's been around for a while now, and to see him finally capture the title and be in this spot, man, it's very fascinating to me from your perspective. Like, have you done anything special to prepare for? I guess pace would be the thing that's kind of one of his biggest weapons. He's really good at applying that, and just a very well-rounded fighter overall. But
Yeah,
has there been any special tweaks, I guess, that you've done that without spoiling anything or giving away too much?
yeah. I mean, obviously every camp we try and tweak different things, try different stuff. Obviously, different game plans for different fighters, but I guess it's been much the same. Just hard work in the gym, working with people that obviously are trying to emulate that style. But yeah, obviously it's a hard camp fighting someone like Bilal because he keeps coming forward. He's got that gas tank. He's got no quit. and you see time and time again he can go 5 rounds no problem. So yeah, we obviously a hard training camp, but nothing, no massive changes. Just obviously we've got to work towards what we've got in front of us, that sort of game plan. But much the same, business as usual.
Yeah. Are you a guy who usually lets the coaches do most of the work, or do you like to be pretty involved with kind of, maybe the scouting and stuff like that?
No, I sort of just sit back and let the coaches pretty much just tell me what to do, and yeah, pretty much just they're the bosses, so I'll just let them do what they got to do. If there was anything I thought wasn't right, I'd say something, but I haven't had to do that yet. So yeah, they send me in the they do what I trust them. They've been with me since day one, so I know I trust that they know what I need, and they just trust their input.
Yeah, that's their job. That's why they're there, right?
That's
Let them.
it. Yeah, 100%. I'll just do the hard. I'll do the yeah. I just go in there, do the hard work.
They're playing
and
the
then tell
game.
me
You're
what
the
to
main
do.
character, and they're controlling, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And man, it's interesting with Belal though, Jack. Like, I feel like he's the favorite in this fight. You're the underdog
Yeah.
coming in, but like, I think the big story of his career, especially at least on this run that he's been on, he's been very underrated and underappreciated by whether it's fighters or fans. But do you feel he's kind of still being disrespected or underappreciated at all? How are you kind of viewing that whole aspect?
Yeah, I think he does tend to be underrated. I don't know if it's like a trendy thing to sort of just say that he sucks, but yeah, he's underrated. He's got a good resume together. He's beaten some really top fighters, and he's a champion. So it's you shouldn't tell him he sucks too much, but I guess that's what the people think.
Yeah, for whatever reasons they have.
But no, I respect what he's done, of course, And I've said it a few times, like GSP at the time, what I feel like wasn't respected hugely. Like a lot of people thought he was boring. Obviously, he started racking up wins,
Yeah.
but some of his later wins were a bit tired, and then people said he was boring and this like that. But yeah, you can't. I guess you can't disrespect the resume that he has and the workload that he has.
It's funny you mentioned that, man. I was actually talking about GSP the other day, and like that was like the only knock people had against him, though, right? Was like, oh, if you think he's boring or not. But even the haters who thought he was boring still knew he was like the man and the GOAT. And
Yeah.
when the haters know that you're still good, that's when you're pretty damn legit, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And it's interesting times in the welterweight division, Jack. Like all these guys kind of, I don't want to say flushing out the old blood, but a little bit, right? It's kind of a new wave coming in, yourself included, obviously. What are you kind of making of the current state of the division? I guess the talent level compared to, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think it's good. There's a lot of there's a lot of clear contenders at the top. There's like a few guys that you could probably put any of them into the title fight, and it's fair play. So yeah, it's a good time. A lot of young contenders, a lot of people that haven't fought for the belt coming up. So I think it's great. I think the champion, whoever comes out champion, which will be me, I'll be coming out champion, and there's a lot of people to defend it. So I think yeah, I have my work cut out for me, but prepared for it.
And mentioning GSP again, man, like obviously defended the belt 9 times, crazy record, going to be a tough one to beat for anybody. And Belal has said he wants to do that, but then also is interested in double champ. I'm just curious from your perspective, like not to look ahead, but in a general sense, what do you think is more impressive between like double champ status or defending all those times like a GSP?
I think defending all those times, is more. I think obviously stepping up, fighting the champion in the upper weight class is impressive, but I think those big runs are pretty impressive as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people now get the belt, and then the first thing they think about is how can I
next
go
one.
up, and obviously it's kind of the in thing to do, but I think there's something impressive about someone that can just put wins together. So even Makachev has put those lightweight wins together. Now he's just talking about coming up, which I feel like makes sense. But I prefer to see someone before they step up. I prefer to see them do the work in their weight class.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's what makes the double champ fights even more exciting too, when it's like, all right, this guy did everything possible.
Yeah.
There's nothing left. So
Yeah, 100%.
those are the ones we like to see. But
Yeah.
I mentioned, Belal being disrespected, Jack, and now it's your turn, right? I feel like you're getting disrespected by people not believing in you, whether it's from, like I said, the betting lines, having you as the underdog, or even your fellow contenders, like the Ian Garys and the Sean Bradys and everybody not really believing in you, kind of overlooking
Yeah.
the chances. I mean, do
I
you?
think that a lot. I think a lot of the contenders are just secretly hoping I don't win. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're. I think so. And then I guess you just got to give respect. I think when it comes down to it, you give respect to the champion.
Right.
He's done the work. He's approved. He's had a lot bigger resume than me in the UFC. Much better resume than me in the UFC. So yeah, it makes sense to be. I understand where that comes from.
So in those two positions, man, like I know you said you're not really feeling too much pressure, but like I'm sure there's still some that you put on yourself just for like motivation purposes and whatnot. But like in the positions of you and Bilal, who do you think kind of has more? Would it be him with the first title defense and all that we've already talked about?
As in he
Who's feeling
was.
the more pressure between you two? Probably.
Um, I guess I don't know. I think it'll be much the same. Yeah, obviously I've got pressure myself. I've put a lot of work and time into this. A lot of sacrifices go into getting to this position. So there's a lot of pressure I put on myself. But and I feel yeah, obviously everyone. I think he's definitely the favorite. All the UFC peers and all the fighters seem to think that he's going to get the win. A lot of people would probably be backing him, but yeah, yeah. Who knows? I think, yeah, I guess pressure's just what it is. What it is.
Yeah.
You can deal with it however you want.
Yeah. All perspectives, man. So just how you
Yeah,
take it.
exactly.
Just how you
Yeah,
take it. But on the other side of things, Jack, I want to ask you, man. Like, it's always fun for me to, go outside the MMA bubble with fighters, and I know you had the rugby career, if you could call it that, before MMA and all that. But man, maybe not quite career, but
you
played
could
rugby.
call it that. Or
Uh,
just a good hobby,
yeah.
good passion.
If you never got into fighting, though, man, what do you think you would have wound up doing instead? Would you maybe pursued that more or got
Oh, it would have
out?
been, yeah, maybe if I was younger and I hadn't fallen in love with MMA, I probably would have keep giving rugby a crack because I did love the sport. When I found MMA and was training MMA, I just much preferred that. But
Yeah.
I loved rugby. I loved the game itself. Is that I think it's a good game and it's physical. It's good teamwork. I enjoyed it. That'd definitely be something I would have been trying to do at least because yeah, being a athlete is a sort of the thing I thought would be a
Were you pretty?
nice way to live.
Yeah, were you pretty similar size in rugby, or like we always think about Volk being 200 pounds and crazy? Like,
No, I was actually much similar.
okay,
I didn't really, yeah, I wasn't like a
bruising
big rugby
dude.
player. No, not really. Same size.
Man, and it's interesting too, Jack. When you did get into MMA, it's very rare, I think, to see. Oh, there we go. Look at
There we go.
that. It's like I knew.
Yeah.
It's rare to see somebody though, man. To kind of drop the first two fights and then win 17 in a row. Like, it's a
Yeah.
pretty impressive feat. And I'm curious, like your mental kind of spot that you were in after that, because I feel like a lot of people might quit in that situation. But what do you kind of remember about going into your third, MMA fight and
Yeah.
sticking with MMA? Was that what was going on? I guess at that time.
I mean I felt a lot of pressure that day, 'cause that was probably the one that would have if I had have lost that one, I probably would have maybe wrapped it up.
Yeah.
But I just still love the sport. I didn't have like an extensive amateur career. I only had two amateur fights, and then was straight in there. And I was in there with a pretty strong professional fighter, So I guess just copped my licking, copped my lesson as well, and then stepped in on another tough fight. Took another hard lesson, but two pretty tough fights. And then yeah, just still enjoyed training, still really wanted to compete. So I still just remember had the hunger for it. And yeah, a lot of people were probably saying to me like, "Oh, you should probably wrap it up. It's not this doesn't really make sense. Obviously, you're not very good."
Hmm.
But then the people close by who were training with me were saying sort of the opposite, like, you've still got more to give. We can push harder. Like my coach, mate, we after the second fight, we pretty much said, we're sick of this. Like, we just set the goal of getting like 10 wins in a row, which
Okay.
seemed crazy,
Yeah.
pretty crazy at the time, but that was our thing. Like we were going to get to 10-2. That was always the number we were chasing, 10-2. So then just got back in the gym, still had the hunger for the game, and just got to work and just ticked off win after win. But yeah, I guess getting that first win was very important. Bit of pressure, but pulled it off. So, and then we just kept, yep, win after win.
You've almost doubled it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, after 10-2, we then said 20-2. So
Yeah.
we're all on the way there. And then no doubt, I'm sure we'll be 30-2 pretty
There we
soon.
go, man. Yeah. Third time was the charm, and you listen to the right people. So it's
Yeah.
been working out. So, all right, Jack. Well, on that note, man, I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. It was great getting to chat with you, man. I can't wait for this fight. It's very exciting to have you back and for this one, too. So I wish you the best of luck with everything, man. And I hope you get
Thanks,
to
Drake.
enjoy Montreal a little bit, in
Thanks,
between
man.
all the madness. But
Cheers, Jake. Nice to talk to you,
yeah,
Drake.
likewise, man. All right, have a good one.
Speak to you soon. See you, man.